Hello, everybody. You're watching another
Howdy
episode
ho.
of FunSmiths International. Today is part of our Star Wars season, of course. We're doing our 8 favorite Star Wars characters.
To be
So,
perfectly honest, a lot of these only barely come close to each other because it's all Star Wars. We love them all, man. We really do.
I mean, there's a lot of good characters that we did include. But yeah, so no furthermore, here we go. Starting from the top.
Trevor's here has got some cue cards to help with number cards to help us move through on. You may have noticed we don't really have any editing. We'll get to that, trust us. But for now, it's just going to be cards.
And we're sorry. We've made the name of this video already. We just don't have it in because I know we said 10 minutes ago we're gonna do that. Well, it's made. It's just not uploaded yet. But we'll get that.
We're gonna
uploaded
edit it
eventually. Hopefully,
we're gonna edit it once we get some better software and find some place that provides with it, because for all you out there who want to get into this and make the show, I was just going to say that editing is kind of a nightmare if you don't know where to begin and you're limited on what you can use. We've tried all different things and we're not having a lot of luck. But we're just gonna keep pressing at it, and eventually we're gonna get to a point to where we can actually have a little bit of razzle dazzle with these videos. But until then, we just hope that you enjoy what we have to say. Because I think that at the end that's the content of it. I mean, it should all be about the content. But enough rambling about that. Let's get on with the list, shall we?
yeah. Is that fly there?
I don't know, but I saw him flying around when we were doing.
Yeah, get the hell out of here for here.
Yeah, can't you see no one wants you? Get out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna go out here and hit this. Like, well, now we're drilling down. Okay, so, okay, here we go. First off, number 8, Rey. Okay, so Rey is basically the kind of protagonist you wanted to
Starting out
film.
with the new one.
She's a good, strong, filmable character, but the men like her more ways than one. I mean, but she's well liked by both genders. She has a complicated backstory we don't know a whole lot about, and we want to learn more about. She's mysterious, and she's very human, and she has her struggles, and she's just trying to find her place in the world and everything's going on. And
even in her young, age, in her limited time on screen, she's proven herself to be a worthy fighter, and a worthy fighter, a caring friend, and just a just a great character that needs some more fleshing out. But fortunately, we have 2 more movies for that.
yeah. So yeah,
she's an example of a new character starting strong.
Yeah, basically, really, that's what you want out about Rey, or is that basically it?
Rey is a ray of sunshine in a dark world.
Yeah. And Rey's the Bay also, yeah.
She's the Bay. And she can also slay.
Okay, so I guess we'll move on to the next one. Number 7, Kylo Ren. You have to have Kylo Ren on the list, of course, because he's so mysterious and complex, and you love his rage. I mean, and he's a wannabe Darth Vader, but that's kind of the point of his character. He's trying way too hard to be like Darth Vader. He knows he can never be exactly like him, and he's just so frustrated. And it's like he's got the light side pulling on him and struggling between both. And he's convinced himself that this is destiny and that he's determined to live this way. This is the life he needs to live. And he doesn't realize that maybe this is it by destiny. After all, he does it stop to look at that or think about that. And that's all I can really say about him for now, I guess. So moving on. Number 6, Chewbacca. Chewbacca
I can't
is
do it.
like just a big teddy bear. He's loyal. He's lovable. He's a good comic relief.
It's like a dog that knows how to shoot lasers.
He's always there for his friends, and he's been a great friend to the rebellion from very early on in the franchise. And there's a lot more I can say about him. We really have so much time, but you couldn't ask for a better companion for sure than Chewbacca, and I think that really sums him up the best. And you just want to pay him
To this day, I still want a plushie of him. I don't have one, but I want one. Like he's just so huggable. Why?
Number 5. Luke, Leia, and Han. Yeah, we cheated. I could have picked just one, and I would have felt bad by not having either any one of those 3 on the list. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna say all 3 of them.
What I was gonna say was before we moved on, I was gonna say why George Lucas did you leave Chewbacca out of the first two way of the.
Oh yeah, Episode 9, episodes 1 and 2. That was just an injustice.
I just had to say that. Why did you leave him out?
That was an absolute.
That's an injustice. I mean, the guy already didn't get a medal. Come on, like the least you can do is include him.
Okay, but so back to Luke, Leia, and Han. You got
Golden
Luke,
Trio,
who's the great protagonist. He's relatable. He's the original Rey, and not kind of Anakin. I mean, he's the original protagonist in the original trilogy, and he wants to know more about his backstory, and he doesn't know a lot. And even though he doesn't know his father, he admires what he's been taught. His father was a Jedi. He wants to learn about the way of life. He has so many questions. He wants to do his part in the war, and you just can't help but root for him, especially as he goes on his journey and becomes wiser and stronger in the Force. And Leia is strong. She's always been a good female protagonist from the very beginning. She knows what's right, and she just wants all this war and the Empire to stop. She wants balance to the Force and things to be the way they are.
Her planet gets destroyed.
Her planet gets destroyed by Tarkin. Well, Vader's orders the Tarkin technically, and they just, I mean, she doesn't realize how strong she's with the Force to start with either. And then she realizes that she actually does have it too, and then that brings me to Han, who doesn't even believe it to start with, and then later on he realizes that shit is real though. And he realizes it later, and you love seeing him making that transition and realizing he's wrong, and admitting he's wrong too, and becoming wiser, and realizing he doesn't know everything in the world, and he's less hot-headed as the series goes on, especially when you get to the Force Awakens, and you see him as an old man, and he's now very wise, and he serves as a great mentor to Rey and Finn and some of the new protagonists as he talks to them, and I love that interaction. It's great. So I guess we'll move on now to number 4. Number 4, C-3PO, R2-D2, and BB-8. We cheated again, yes. But C-3PO and R2-D2 have to be together because it makes such a great duo. But I also love BB-8 because he's just so adorable. I feel like I can throw him in there too. They're a great comedic duo. C-3PO, they know how to balance him out with just the right level of comedy. And there are other droids I like, but I don't want to. You can't like all of them, so I'm just gonna say those 3. C-3PO at times could be a coward, but when he needs to be there for someone, he can do that as well. He has a lot of heart to him, and he loves his power to D2. R2-D2 loves him, and BB-8 kind of starts to build a connection with him in the Force Awakens too. You just want to hug all of them. I just love seeing BB-8 the way he rolls around. He's like a slightly more advanced R2-D2, and yeah, I think that's enough said about them. I mean, I can say plenty more, but we gotta keep this going. So I guess I'll move on to number 3. And also you wanted to say those are you want to say that, didn't you?
Those are the droids you're looking for.
Sorry about that. Well, speak of the devil, because number 3 is Obi-Wan Kenobi. So Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of the original Jedi Knights. He brings a lot of heart to the franchise as a whole. Whether he's mentoring Anakin or working alongside Yoda or Qui-Gon Jinn or mentoring Luke and Leia and Han and Chewie and just and interacting with C-3PO and R2D2. He's just a great character. He's wise, and you love seeing him grow.
He really is the Gandalf of the series.
He's like Gandalf.
He's just old and wise and seasoned, and just you see him just grow and progress. And I mean, in the prequels, trilogy, like in Phantom Menace, it's kind of interesting to see him as just, kind of a young guy. He's just only a little bit, trained into the Force and stuff. I mean, you see him just grow up so much. Like, when you finally get to the A New Hope and everything, he's like this, becomes this old and seasoned veteran Jedi who knows many things. I mean, like.
Yeah, I don't think I should say that myself, actually.
You see Anakin grow up, but you get to see Obi-Wan grow old. You get to see.
Yeah.
You get to see them age. Old age, but.
So I guess that now brings us to number 2, Yoda, the only Jedi.
Number 2, Yoda is. Number 2 I am.
The only Jedi that is wiser and brings in more heart to the franchise is Yoda. And when Yoda died, I got so emotional and I cried. And there's really only 2 deaths in the Star Wars franchise, roughly. They got me super emotional. And one of them is Yoda, of course. Starting with Yoda. And Yoda, whether he's a puppet or in CGI form, I like to remember as a puppet, but whatever, he just always has something to say to guide people, and he kicks butt too. When he has to, he kicks butt, but I feel like he's a pacifist for the most part, really, but when he has to kick butt, he can do it, whether it's against Count Dooku or against the Emperor, he can do it.
And he just has that just a creative stick of saying everything in reverse, that just creative stick. I mean, I remember one time reading this comic that said nobody wanted to. It was a Christmas comic with Star Wars. It said that nobody wanted to go caroling with Yoda. And he's singing "A Merry Christmas, we wish you," and the other characters just kind of looking like, really, dude. I mean, like, it's just a fun.
And he's adorable too. He's not always supposed to be adorable. That's supposed to come off that way, but he kind of does. But yeah, you just gotta love him. Okay, so that now brings us to number 1, and all you probably figured out at this point who it is. So let's do a drum roll.
Drum roll, you say?
Yeah.
Wait, drum roll.
And number 1 is Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker.
I actually was drumming partially at the beginning of the Tune of the Imperial March.
No, I didn't catch that, actually. And because I felt like he was the real heart of the franchise. He really was in a lot of ways. It's all coming
back to him. It's still coming back to him.
It's all coming back to him. I mean, he's really one of the only characters that technically has appeared in some form in every single film. And even when he's played by weaker actors like Hayden Christensen and Jake Lord, still you're interested in his story and his backstory, and it's all tied in with the story. And he was kind of the real star from the get-go. You didn't think that initially. I mean, initially he seemed like just this big baddie that didn't have any good in him. And then you realize he does. It's like he goes from being a good guy to becoming a bad guy to becoming a good guy again. Very mysteriously complex. They could have easily made him this one-dimensional villain. Not the one-dimensional villain in movies like James Cameron's Avatar, or I can't think of any others. But at the moment, whatever.
Can't think of any, but there's still plenty.
There's still plenty. And Darth Vader was never that. And that's why you gotta like him. Really, I think of him as more as being an anti-villain anyways. And we actually met Spencer Weldon, the guy that was in the suit of Rogue One. Super nice guy. We really enjoyed meeting him. We signed our Rogue One DVD. I thought I mentioned that briefly though. But yeah, going back to his character, he's just the perfect example that you can't judge a book by its cover, and you really do have to see the good of people, and anybody really can be a hero, and anybody can save the day. So you can't always judge people, and that's a great message. And I can babble more and more about him and about all the other characters and about why I love about Fifth Doctor. And yes, his death was the other death. I cried because it was so emotional. You see he's reconciled with Luke, and Luke is sad, and Luke says, "No, you're coming with me. I got to save you." And then he says, "You already have Luke," and it just pulls at your heartstrings because you know what he meant, and I don't have to explain. Everybody knows what he meant, of course, when he said that. And I really hope that we see Anakin again in his Force form in Episode A or one of the upcoming films, and see him interacting with Luke, and as well as Yoda and Obi-Wan. I hope we see the three of them. And some of the upcoming films, but whatever, we'll just have to wait and see if that happens. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. And let us know in the comment section, please, what you thought of it, and what are your favorite Star Wars characters. And as always, like, dislike, let us know if you agree with us or disagree. That's fine, whatever. Subscribe if you like to. And good night, everybody.